Don't mind me, I'm just a smooth-brained retard, at least apparently to the eminent, the incredibly intelligent, the all-knowing, all-powerful Dr. Jack Kruse. Now, you might ask, where did that come from? Let's dig into this a little bit. So I put out a little bit of a poll the other day. It was asking, a simple question: what do you feel is the most important determinant of health? And I listed about 5 options in no particular order. They were nutrition, sleep, activity, exercise, stress, and circadian biology, or so-called light. Now, many people had different opinions on this. Most people agree that these all seem to have an impact on your health. And I think they all do. I think they're all very important. You could argue about the relative importance, but they're all greatly important in my view. But not according to perhaps Dr. Jack Kruse, who basically said this was something put out by a retard, or a retarded tweet specifically, to which I, politely responded, said, do you think these other things are irrelevant and it's all about life? And I also inquired about his thoughts on obesity and light. Does light negate the effects of obesity? He then went on to respond saying, you are a smooth-brained orthopod, like an insult because I was an orthopedic surgeon, which, by the way, is one of the most challenging, difficult, and highly competitive specialties you can get into, even more so than neurosurgery. Orthopedics, you have to be incredibly, incredibly successful, smart, hardworking, so on and so forth, to get into orthopedics if you're in medical school. Any medical student can tell you that. So, aside from that, so he goes on, you're a smooth brain, idiotic orthopedic surgeon, essentially, and he lists some sort of kind of garbled, gobbledygook kind of a answer you might expect from perhaps a politician on LSD or something like that. It's sort of this highly philosophical, basically nonsense. Okay, so then again, I inquired, I said, why are you, what appears to be about 50, 60 pounds overweight? You've got a sort of big amount of belly fat. Do you feel that light negates any negative consequences of that? And, to be honest, pretty much every single bit of scientific data would support that having excess potential, particularly central adiposity, is an absolute disaster for your health. I don't see you can find any literature that would support where that is a good thing. Now, his response to that, not directly to me, but to other people that have asked about that over the years, because, he doesn't appear to be in shape at all. He appears to be, kind of an older guy. He's probably, to be honest, he's probably about my age. I'm almost 60. I think we're of a similar age, probably within a few years. And, obviously, I feel that I'm in pretty decent shape, physically at least, and hopefully mentally. But, he appears not to be so. But he explains that away by saying that, you can have a lot of excess fat as long as it's, leptin sensitive, and light will have an impact on this. And this is all purely conjecture, speculative on his part, probably just deflecting or rationalizing why he probably can't stop eating junk food or whatever he does that keeps him basically obese. Anyway, that is kind of the background here. And I will tell you that even if he is right, even if he says, well, I can be obese and I can just have the light and it's going to, protect me and give me greater longevity. And I will say that, certainly we do know that light, particularly latitude, is an independent risk factor for longevity. Those people that live at the, more equatorial latitudes tend to, when all other things are equalized, tend to live a little bit longer. There may be some confounders within that, like, warmer weather, more activity, on and on and on, you can imagine. But even if he's correct about some of these things, and if he wants to change the mindset of many people, which I hope to do, I hope that people will listen to me and hopefully improve their health by some of the things I've been helping with, and many of you have, and certainly I appreciate the comments, acknowledging that. But if you put yourself out there as a health specialist, a longevity specialist, a whatever specialist, where people are going to take health advice from you, then you should at least appear to be healthy. Maybe that seems a little bit biased, but if you want to be taken seriously, and not dismissed, then why not? Why not just present yourself as someone who's physically fit if you can? And if you can't get there, then you have to ask why. What is wrong that is preventing me from achieving at least the appearance of health? And I know people will say, well, it's not all about looks, it's what's on the inside. But I got to tell you, a lot of it's about looks, right? People that can function at high level, high capacity, that are in shape, that are physically fit, are by and large healthier than those people that aren't. That's just the way it is. Obviously, I was basically minding my own business, and all of a sudden I get this, you're a smooth brain retard out of nowhere. And I've never interacted with this guy before. I've been, kind of tangentially aware of some of his work over the years. And I do appreciate, and I think he has helped to share some of the knowledge of the benefits of circadian biology, and among others. He's not the only guy out there talking about this stuff. And certainly over the last many, many years, I've also acknowledged that that's an important thing. But I think these other things are too. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What's the most important thing to you? Is it light? Is it nutrition? Is it exercise? Is it sleep? On and on. All right, let's see what you guys got to think. And what do you think about this? Am I off base by responding as I did? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Take care now.